Many people often say that it's the objects that are in our life that really define who we are. And it seems really shallow, right? Like, okay, I'm defined by the brands that I wear, by the food that I eat. It's like, no, I'm more than just the things that surround me. But if you really think about it, in aggregate, if you were to put all of those things that belong to you in a room, in a pile, we could get a really good sense of who you are, what you value, where you've been from, and maybe even where you're going. Today, I have assembled 3 items that hopefully will do the same thing for you. And they are a picture, or a statue of Chuck Moll, Russian nesting dolls, and no, I'm not Russian, and a rubber band. So we're going to start with the statue of Chuck Moll, which unfortunately is the victim of someone's book bag. But that doesn't make it any less important. The reason why I chose this is because when I was in college, I had the opportunity to study in Mexico. And I spent a summer there in an area called Taxco. Does anyone know where this is? A few of us, yeah? So it's about an hour from Cuernavaca, and it's up in the mountains. And in the summertime, you would think like going to Mexico would be like oppressively hot and humid, and it was lovely in the summer. And what was so awesome is I had a chance to stay with a host family, and she wouldn't let me speak any English. And I was a Spanish minor, and this is true. If you do not practice your language, you will lose it, because mine is like almost like half of it is gone. Like I speak very broken Spanish now. But the reason why I chose this is because it was a very formative experience for me. If you ever get the chance to go outside of your comfort zone and like shock yourself by like not knowing and being familiar with your whole surroundings, you really should do it. And I'm not taking away from like anyone that wants to go do study abroad in Australia, okay? But if you can go to a culture that's a little bit different than the one that you recognize, it really is a valuable experience. The second one, Russian nesting dolls. How many of you get the gimmick here? Like you know how this works. Okay, you have the outside, and then you have a doll within a doll, within a doll, within a doll, and then at the core, oh God, it's stuck. You have this little doll right here. Now, the reason why I choose this is because I think it's really symbolic of what it is that makes us us. We have different experiences that kind of get layered on our circumstances, and then what you guys might see, day 3 of knowing Mr. Harmon, is this. You might not have any idea some of the different circumstances that have really shaped the core of who I am. And while I'm not going to talk too much about this guy, I will tell you that this guy was 7th grade Mr. Harmon. And 7th grade Mr. Harmon, kind of a jerk. Like a big jerk. Believe it or not, the man that's in front of you today that's getting his master's degree in a pre-doctoral program almost flunked 7th grade. Yeah. The only reason I didn't flunk is because I took summer school. I was hanging around with not the right group of people, not doing the right kinds of things that a 12 and 13-year-old kid should be doing, and I was really headed down a wrong path, for sure. And I say that because I know some of those people. I've seen them and connected with them on Facebook, and some of those people that I used to hang out with are in jail, are dead, and some of them are even in gangs. Not something that you would probably assume with the guy that you're seeing in front of you. What that means is that we do have choices in our life. And luckily, I had the opportunity to move in my 8th grade year, and I made the choice that that road is not where I want to go down. And luckily, I had some people around me that helped me with that. And don't think that just because you're in high school and you're used to your parents assuming this about you, your teachers assuming this about you, your friends assuming this about you, that this is where you're going to go and this is what you do. You don't have to abide by that. You can make that change. So, make it if you want to make it. Okay? Last is a rubber band. And again, this is not. I did not choose this because I forgot my 3rd item. Okay, I actually choose this because I think it's a good metaphor for my personality. My improv training as an actor has really made me very flexible in a variety of different circumstances and social situations. I do have my breaking point, but I consider myself someone who things can change and I can adapt really well. And I think that moving forward, that's a skill that is very, very important given how rapidly everything has been changing given technology and things like that. So that's something that's, I think, important about me. So I have 3 things here. They're not my defining 3 things, but they do give you a better sense of who I am, where I've been, and some of the things that shape me as a teacher and as a person. And while it's true that these are not the only things that make up who I am, and that is important in my life, it does give you a sense of why this assignment can be very valuable to getting to know you. So, thank you.